The PC party has officially released its platform, and the Conservatives are the first out of the gate. But as Jean LaRoche is here to tell us, the launch didn't quite go as planned. So what did happen, Jean?
Well, the Conservatives, as you know, are promising to live up to some of the Liberal commitments in the budget table just before the election campaign, most notably that personal income tax cut. They're also promising to do one better than the Liberals on such promises as extending high-speed internet to everyone who wants it. Now, on top of all that, the PCs have their own pet projects when it comes to spending, such as bringing back the graduate retention rebate and the film tax credit, both of them cut during the Liberal mandate.
Okay, clear so far. Where did it fall apart?
Well, the problem was the party's inability to explain clearly and concisely how it could do all that and keep the books balanced. By the way, the PCs are also promising not to increase taxes, no layoffs or service cuts. Where will the money come from? Well, one of the avenues suggested by their leader is savings in health administration.
Well, in healthcare, I believe there's millions and millions, actually. Nova Scotians supported the consolidation of the health authority, and so did we, by the way, because we were told that there would be savings, and those savings would flow into frontline care. That has yet to happen.
Bailey also says he'll find the money when he negotiates a better deal with Bay Ferries, the company that is running the service between Yarmouth and Maine.
Okay, well, what are the Liberals saying about this platform?
Well, they find all this pretty nebulous and would like better math and more detailed from a guy who is a chartered accountant as well as a leader.
It has to come from somewhere, so you're either going to do it through the tax base or you're going to cut programs and services, and it shouldn't be up to Nova Scotians to figure out how he's going to do that. He should be open and honest with people because, quite frankly, we deserve to hear.
The Liberals and the NDP both plan to release their platforms next week. Let's see how they do when their numbers are put under the microscope. Amy?
I know you'll be going through those as well. Thanks for that, Jean.
And still with the campaign, Liberal leader Stephen McNeil announced his plans to revitalize Nova Scotia's tourism sites on the campaign trail today. He's promising $2 million a year over 4 years. McNeil says the process of selecting which sites to update would be left up to Tourism Nova Scotia. NDP leader Gary Burrell was campaigning on the South Shore today. If elected, he's promising a moratorium on school closures. The NDP also say they would improve mental health and addiction services with an investment of $49 million over 4 years.
All right, we're taking a break from the leaders now to let you hear from individual candidates. Throughout the election, we'll be dropping in on key ridings. We start tonight with Dartmouth East, a riding that's already seen its share of drama. Here's the CBC's Paul Withers.
Instead of knocking on doors these days, Andrew Younger is packing up his MLA's office. The Independent's surprise decision to drop out for personal reasons makes him a spectator in a riding he won as a Liberal with 64% of the vote last time.
I'm not sure who's going to take it, but I think in this riding it's going to come down to a tight race between the NDP and the Tories. I think the Liberals will probably be a distant third.
Given that he was fired from cabinet by Stephen McNeil, his handicapping may be taken with a grain of salt, but there's no doubt with him out, everything has changed. Now with Dartmouth East an open seat, all of the parties have their eye on it.
I was out all day yesterday.
The New Democrats held it last before Younger. Phil McEwen is pitching the NDP playbook in 2017, a promise for a $15 an hour minimum wage, free community college, and old-school left-leaning economics.
I think we need a big shift in our political culture to where we see investment in healthcare and education and other government services as what will trigger the economic boom that trickle-down economics has failed to deliver on.
Ewan also says he's hearing about Stephen McNeil on the doorstep.
McNeil keeps saying he's done lots to keep our young people here for jobs. I've got a 38-year-old that's working in a shipyard in Quebec.
But there's someone else in this race who hopes to capitalize on that.
A huge impact because it's certainly made this more authentic.
Local high school teacher Tim HALMAN is the Tory, trying to triumph over adversity in every sense imaginable. His wife Jeanette died in March after a short battle with breast cancer. HALMAN says they agreed he would carry on.
After my wife had passed, I knew I had to get back to work. Getting back to work is part of the dealing with this. And it dawned upon me that, wow, I have a choice. I could go back and teach, or I could go back and try to fix the classroom. And I've chosen to try to fix the classroom.
28-year-old Articling clerk Edgar Burns is running for the Liberals.
What have you done in your 28 years?
My 28 years,
Why should I vote for you?
Hoping to move from an MP's aide to Province House.
And people are just very, very enthusiastic to see a young Nova Scotian involved in the political process, and to see someone talking about helping keep our friends, our kids, our granddaughters, our grandsons here in the province.
In Dartmouth East, as one career ends, another will begin. The question here is whose? Paul Withers, CBC News, Dartmouth.
And finally, this election sees a return of the Green Party in Dartmouth East. Matthew Ritchie is their candidate. The Greens did not run anyone in the riding in 2013.